Now, vaccines. What is the status of vaccines? There's a report in the New York Times today that your lab and Oxford University are working on something that seems to have worked in monkeys. What's the likelihood that that vaccine could actually turn out to be good for humans?
Well, certainly it's possible, and I'm cautiously optimistic that not only that candidate, but a number of other candidates that we at the NIH are partnering with our pharmaceutical colleagues, and some companies and countries are developing vaccines totally independent of us. There are going to be a lot of candidates out there. As you know, a few of them are already well into phase 1 studies in humans to determine if it's safe. And hopefully we can move along rather rapidly to get an answer, are they safe and effective, in a timely manner, which I've said right from the beginning would likely be a year to a year and a half. I said that a few months ago. Hopefully by the time we get to this coming winter, that we will know whether or not we have a safe and effective vaccine. And then the challenge will be to scale it up enough to be able to distribute it meaningfully, both in this country and throughout the world. And that's the reason why, as important as getting a vaccine that you show works and is safe, is the ability to scale up enough doses so that it isn't confined only to rich countries, that the rest of the world can have access to it.
So we never really came up with a vaccine to prevent one from contracting HIV. I think that's right. We don't have a vaccine to prevent you from getting HIV. So why are you optimistic we can get on a vaccine for this? Because a lot of work's been put on HIV as well.
Well, there's a big difference with HIV, David, and I'm glad you brought that up. Because with HIV, whenever you make a vaccine, what you rely on is the ability of the body to make an adequate response to natural infection. So we know that measles is a serious disease, but the body clears measles in the overwhelming majority of individuals and leaves those people with an immune response that protects them against reinfection. So measles has already proved the concept that the body can make a good response. That's not the case with HIV for reasons that are very perplexing. The body does not make a very good response against HIV that can protect them, which is the reason why, of all the millions and millions of cases of HIV, there have been really no instances of spontaneous removal of the virus from the body purely on the basis of your natural immune response. However, with other viruses, including respiratory viruses, we know the body does make a good immune response. So many, many, many people recover from coronavirus infection, this novel coronavirus, which is giving us so much trouble. So the very fact that people can mount a natural immune response that gets rid of the virus in them makes me cautiously optimistic that we can develop a vaccine that can mimic natural infection enough to induce that same sort of response that would ultimately protect people. So there's no guarantee, David, there's never a guarantee of success, but the fact that the body can do it gives me cautious optimism.
But could COVID-19 mutate into a COVID-20 such that the vaccine wouldn't be adequate for a mutation of the existing virus?
That is always possible, David. It likely would mutate less to make it evasive of the vaccine than it might to make it a little more or less virulent or a little bit more or less resistant to a drug. For it to mutate so that the vaccine doesn't work is possible and could occur. And that's the reason why you need to do carefully designed and well-controlled studies to look at the efficacy and match it against the immune response to the particular virus that happens to be currently circulating.